Okay, hello everyone. Today is test number 4. Basically, it's about solving quadratic equations. If you know how to solve quadratic equations, I think you'll do just fine. Okay? Again, today's objective is just prepare and take test number 4. There is no notes assignment today. So the essential question, do you understand what it means to solve a quadratic equation? Do you understand what that means? All right? Find the value of x when the function equals 0, when the y is 0. What's the value of x? What does x equal when y is 0? All right, that's where it crosses the x-axis, when y is 0. When the function itself equals 0. Okay, what is the value of x at that point? Again, we've learned a bunch of different ways to solve quadratic equations. And again, you choose any method you want during this test. All right? Now I want to just quickly review the quadratic formula because it works for every quadratic equations. All right, just make sure you have it in standard form. Okay, make sure it looks like this. So you have the proper A, B, and C, and then it equals 0. Zero's on the other side. Guys, and feel free to use the quadratic formula solver. Okay, so it's okay with me. Again, just make sure you plug in the proper A, B, and C. Get the signs correct. Remember, the quadratic formula came from completing the square from the standard form of a quadratic. All right, that's how we got the quadratic formula. That's where it came from. We used the method or the technique of completing the square in order to come up with the formula. Also remember that there's a part of the quadratic formula that is called the discriminant. It's the part that's underneath the radical sign, that's underneath the square root sign. It's a part of the plus minus part. And it's exactly this, b squared minus 4ac. That's exactly what the discriminant is once the quadratic is in standard form. And remember, the discriminant gives us some information about the nature of the solution. All right, in this case, how many solutions, how many real solutions there are. Also remember that the quadratic formula, it can be written as two different terms, where the first term is the x-coordinate of the vertex, or the axis of symmetry, negative b over 2a. That's what that is. And the plus minus part is the two wings of the quadratic that come up and hit the x-axis in two different places. Guys, also remember, this is going back a little bit, just how to simplify a radical expression. Y'all look for factors that are underneath the square root sign. That's called the radicand. Look for factors of the radicand that are perfect squares. All right, and use the multiplication property of square roots. Guys, also remember when we're multiplying them together, when you're multiplying radical expressions together, multiply the coefficients together, and then multiply the radicands together. What's inside the square root, multiply that together, and then look for perfect squares that are factors of the radicand so you can take them out. All right. Finally, also, guys, recall that the process of adding b over 2 squared, all right, to this expression right here, x squared plus bx, once you get it to look like that, if you divide b by 2 and then square it, that forms a perfect square trinomial. It's called completing the square. All right, know how to find the c. All right, b over 2 squared. Now, if the quadratic has an a in the front, remember the first step to completing the square is divide everything by a. Okay, that's it, guys. Look at complete today's summary assignment, all right, and participate in the discussion question. And then attempt a practice test. That's all in the green folder. All right, we're going to go over the practice test in the second Zoom meeting. All right, test number 4 is in the orange folder, and it will open up as the second Zoom meeting ends. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks.